Welcome guys, to Altcoin Deegan. Today's video is about price action and ADA price predictions. So of course ADA follows Bitcoin just like any other altcoin. And BTC had a nice run up from about 28.6, 28.7 all the way back up to 35. And we've seen in that some bullish news about Charles Hoskinson going on a podcast with Joe Rogan. And that really helped push ADA up quite a bit. But after this little push up, we ended up getting another downtrend here, another drop in price action back down to about 31. So that's not helping ADA very much. We had a nice little run up here once we went down to about 28.6 in Bitcoin, and now we got all the way down to about $1. ADA got all the way down to about $1. Then it bounced back up to about $1.40 or so, and now we're heading back down south again. Now Bitcoin is running into a lot of resistance here in this purple triangle, rectangle here. A lot of support resistance here that has all basically turned into resistance at this point. We had a nice little bounce there, coming back down to this support here, this horizontal support at around 31,000. And now we're having a little bit of a bounce, maybe even a retest. We'll have to see how that plays out. It could mean another downside for ADA. Now, this isn't for financial advice, but after riding out the last bull run in 2017 2018, ADA's price hit about $1.30, about $1.31, $1.32. Now that was a huge run up here during the last bull market. As you can see, things really blew off steam and had a huge downtrend in price. A lot of people here tried to buy a fallen knife, which is what I'm trying to give you a little bit of advice about. And then here we have a nice pull back up to about 39 cents, and then all the way back down to about 2 to 3 cents in its worst spot. You may want to try to take profits at this point, just an idea and just a strategy that I'm doing myself. Taking a little bit of profits at this time, so that if we do revisit new lower lows, we head back down to 20,000 as far as Bitcoin's concerned, back down to 20,000, we get down to these levels that no one wants to see. Bitcoin's never retested a previous high. So hopefully that means that the absolute bottom would be around 20,000. From there, hopefully we can get a bounce. But if ADA has another leg down, or if Bitcoin has another leg down, ADA will have another leg down. And just like the previous bull cycles, you could see ADA, I don't think it'll ever go back to 2 or 3 cents, but I think it could very possibly head down to 20, 30 cents, something like that. ADA has a huge community behind it, a huge strong community behind it, and I am 100% bullish on ADA. But no matter how bullish you are on ADA, I just think you're going to have a really hard time if Bitcoin is trending down. ADA is going to go with it. That's just how the market works. Even with the bullish news about, we say bullish, but it's good advertisement for ADA with Charles going on the Joe Rogan podcast. That's great. That's good news. That's more adoption. It's maybe not more adoption, but it's more, news. No, there's no such thing as bad news. Even bad news is good news. But there wasn't a huge uptick with Lex podcast, the Lex Friedman podcast. So it'll be interesting to see how Joe Rogan's podcast affects price action, if any. That's kind of hard to say. What I would be careful with and try to help warn you guys about, and just to be careful and be cautious, you see a lot of YouTube videos about a $100 ADA, and what it would take to really get to $100 ADA. So basically here I have this website, cryptoscenarios.com. So if I had a 1 ADA at a price of $100, your market cap of ADA would be around $3.2 trillion. Now, for that to happen, Bitcoin has only ever gotten to about 1.2 trillion. So we were talking about $3.2 trillion. So it'd have to almost be, and this is ADA's market cap we're talking about, almost, a little less than 3 times what Bitcoin, highest market cap has ever been. So basically, that would mean Bitcoin would have to almost 3x, at least 3x its all-time high, and that's if ADA did not overtake Bitcoin. Now, all this is possible, these kind of market caps, stuff like this, but you may not be talking about this next bull run. You're not talking about this bull run. You may be talking about the next or the one after that, a 10-year cycle or something like that. This is very possible. Nothing's impossible. This is very doable, but the YouTubers that brag about $100 ADA and stuff like that, that's not something that I would see in any near future. Like I said, I am bullish on ADA. I don't want to say, that it's not possible, because it absolutely is. But it's going to take a lot of time for that. Now, even if ADA took Bitcoin's market cap at its current position now, you'd be looking at about $18.75 for one ADA. Now that's almost an 18x, not quite. I guess about a 14x. ADA is never going to, I don't think, overtake Bitcoin, not at this point, but it could possibly compete with it. I think it could definitely flip Ethereum. If it flipped Ethereum and had basically what the same market cap as Ethereum currently does today, you'd be looking at about $6.65 per ADA, which is still very nice. That's still a nice gain that you profit from today. But again, this is if BTC climbs higher. This is if, everyone calls ADA the Ethereum killer. It's never going to kill Ethereum. There's always going to be, a side by side. Ethereum's never going to zero. That's not going to happen. Basically what it's going to do is just kind of dilute the market. And dilute Ethereum's market cap. So a lot of that money will come out of Ethereum into lower fees, better programmable languages, better security that ADA offers. But, Ethereum is not going to go to zero. It's just not going to happen. You have Solana, you have the Terra network, you have Matrix, Matic, I'm sorry. You have a lot of other coins there, and they're going to help dilute the market cap of Ethereum. So it's going to be hard for it to even get to this point, but Charles has a lot of stuff in the works. He's a very talented and smart guy. I think he can handle this. I think he can do very well. I think we should be able to take over, flip Ethereum without a problem. But this is an interesting tool. If you guys haven't seen this, you should check it out. It's a pretty neat tool. Other than that, there could be a further dip with Bitcoin. And if there is, it may be better to take profits at this time. Again, not financial advice, but it's something to think about. If you were to tether out at this point and it did drop further, you'd be good. In worst case scenario, if you did tether out at this point, you'd be sitting in cash, which means that you're not going to fluctuate with the market. And if we got bullish news with BTC, let's say it got over this highest high here, let's say it got above 42,000, it went up a little higher, bounced, come back down, and bounced off of support somewhere around 42,000, and then continued up, then you can put your money back in and still ride the wave up. You would be missing a little bit of gains, but as far as playing safe, because of what happened to ADA in this last bull run, and what ended up happening down here at 2 to 3 cents, that's worst case scenario. I don't think we'll ever go that low again, but you really don't want to be holding the ADA at 20 to 30 cents when you bought at $1.80, $1.60, even at $1.30. So again, not financial advice, but it is an option that you guys should think about. And other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. Hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let me know when you got into the market.